Hello everyone, my name is Lucky Elijah. Thank you very much for watching this video. With me is Kate Chung, who is the founder and director of the Scalp Studio. Thank you, Kate, for coming onto my talk show and sharing with the audience a bit more about yourself and what you do. Right? First of all, let's start with the obvious. What exactly is scalp micropigmentation?
Right, thank you very much, Luke. Okay, scalp micropigmentation, or otherwise known as SMP, is basically dotting ink onto the scalp, mimicking hair follicles. So it gives people more density, or in cases where they have absolutely no hair, it will give them the impressions of hair.
Right, so who are your main target audience in general?
Okay, the beauty about SMP is that it suits all types of hair loss situations. So it goes from the extreme, where it's completely balding, you have no hair, and we give the impressions of hair, so you do have to have a buzz cut look, or someone who's just spinning, like for example, women who are going through postpartum or something like that, they're having hair loss, their partings are a lot wider, we can close that up using the SMP.
Right, actually, women actually use a bit of like eyeshadow or makeup to try to dab their hairline, right, to restore the illusion of fullness, and this actually helps to kind of compensate for that, or similar to kind of when you get eyebrow embroidery to thicken your brows, but instead of having to put on that makeup, is kind of semi-permanent. It lasts for about 4 or 5 years.
Correct, that is right. And it's exactly the same kind of effect, but more natural.
Indeed. You basically can't help.
Yes.
Essentially, right? It's very well assimilated and looks very organic and natural.
Yes.
Could you tell the audience, right, a little bit about how did you stumble upon this? How did you become the owner of the Scalp Studio? I mean, it's obviously not something that you want when you're young, you grow up, I'm going to be a scalp micropigmentator.
Yes, correct. So I started off doing micropigmentation, like eyebrows, eyeliners, eyelashes, all that for about 10 years. And then my husband, who is fully bald, and he also had a hair transplant, his transplant didn't succeed. Let's put it that way. And then he stumbled upon SMP watching YouTube. He was just scrolling, and he found it. And then he showed it to me, and I was like intrigued. I didn't hear about this before. And then he said that he wanted to have SMP done as well. So we started on a journey looking for SMP artists in Singapore, and we found that it was very limited. There weren't many people who were practicing this. And of those places that we did go to, so-called bigger places, we were not convinced. And so I said to him, why don't we go to the guy that you're watching on YouTube, which was Scalp Micro USA, Matt Ayuru. And I said, let's go to New York and get it done by him, because it's your scalp, you don't want to mess with it, you don't want to do something that is not going to look natural. So that's what we did. And it's a bit of a long story, do bear with me, Luke. And we went to US to do it, but my husband tested COVID before he could fly, so therefore he couldn't go.
So you went in his place?
Well, we booked it together. We're going to treat it like a holiday as well. So yes, I ended up going by myself because I could only claim for his flight. And everything else was paid for, the treatment, the hotels, everything. So I went instead on my own, because before that I asked them, my husband has got COVID, can I learn this instead? And they agreed. So that's how it came about.
So you took his place in the end. So serendipity, right?
Yes.
Fated.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I learned it, I came back, I did it for him, and he loved it. And then subsequently, some more friends started asking, and I did them for them. And my husband said, why don't you start the business doing this? Which I didn't even think about it at the time, but I thought, actually, I do enjoy doing this, and I do enjoy seeing the results on people, and there are confidence regained from it. So that's what happened.
Yeah, it's very transformational. Could you share some of the success stories?
Okay, so we have a lot of stories because we have all sorts of clients come here.
Including celebrities.
Yes,
right?
Including celebrities. We even have hair transplant doctors come here. So all professionals, lawyers, doctors, all of that, and even migrant workers. Okay, so it's not as unaffordable as you think. But one of my favorite stories is a cancer patient who had gone through chemotherapy, and his hair never grew back after a year of chemo. And he was losing a lot of confidence. He looked actually quite sickly when he came. And I was actually quite reluctant to do it for him because I've never done a cancer patient, so I was scared. So I asked him to get approval from his attending before we proceeded. So we got the all clear from that, and then I proceeded to do the treatment for him. We took 4 sessions, and at the end of the result, after a month and a half, he looked like a different person. He looked so much healthier. He regained his confidence. He was bouncing into the studio every time, and he was telling me how it just made him feel so much better. And he still had to go to hospital to do testings and keep up with his treatments and stuff like that. So he said he would bounce into the hospital showing off his SMP, and that was a very touching story for me.
Well, indeed, wow, yeah, because our hair is, especially for men, right, it's very tied directly to our self-esteem and self-worth, our confidence, right, both in the professional, in our private and personal lives as well. So it has many ramifications, and so when you're able to help someone achieve that, it's actually psychological. It's not just purely physical or aesthetic.
Correct, and I'm really glad you touched on that, because hair loss is
everyone. Yeah.
But it can be devastating for some.
Yes, indeed.
To a point that it causes depression and anxiety, and people don't realize that hair loss can cause that kind of depression on people. And we have helped countless of these types of very anxious clients to help them build up their confidence and give them some relief.
Right, can we share a bit about the technical specifications? How long does a session last? Generally, can you go through the process of the flow? How much pain threshold is involved that's required? And what kind of pigment or ink is it? Is it like a tattoo ink, or how does it work?
So again, excellent question. SMP is not like a tattoo, although sometimes it's called hair tattoo or scalp tattoo. It's just so people understand exactly what it is. But in technical terms, it's completely different. So a tattoo artist should not try this, just like I wouldn't try doing a tattoo on someone. The reason being is because of the depth that we go to. It's a very specific depth, and only if you're trained, you know where to put the ink. So when you come for a consultation, we tell you everything, then you book your sessions. The session is between 2 to 3 hours long. You will need 4 sessions, so it's about 5 to 10 days apart. And so some people can complete it just over a month. Some people might need a little bit longer because of the pain. So the pain to some people is like literally 0, nothing. So out of a scale of 10, 0 to 10, they could say it's a 2 or 3 or 1. But then there are some people who say it's an 8 or 9. And that's just dependent on where your nerves are on your scalp. It's not whether you're stronger or weaker. It doesn't mean that at all. It's just where your nerves are hit. So for those clients, we do use numbing cream, or we just give them some paracetamol, all right, or a painkiller that they can take on their own. It's bearable. Once you go through it, it's not a constant pain, because certain area of your scalp is more sensitive and certain areas is no feeling at all. So it's very easy to go through the whole session.
Yeah, also after a while, right, once the body gets adapted to it, it produces, endorphins to help you to deal with the pain, right?
Correct. Your body does kind of get used to it. Yeah, and some of our clients just end up falling asleep. So yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, Kate, where can the audience go to find out more about you and to book themselves a session?
Well, first off, you can WhatsApp us on 8767-8220, or visit our website at www.thescalpstudio.com.
I'll be placing all her links and contact details in the description feed below, so feel free to contact her. Right? Thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you very much, Luke. Really appreciate this.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more similar videos.
Correct. Subscribe to Luke.